Hello once again, Niner faithful. Johnny Dell back with another episode of 49ers Playbook on the channel that's trying to answer the whys and hows of the game. If you follow me on Twitter, you saw I was out of town for the most part of last week on a business trip, and that's why I wasn't able to put out a video of the Cardinals game, which might be a good thing. So make sure you follow me on Twitter. I'll have a link for that in the description below, as I'll post updates on videos and things there. This past win Monday night was without a doubt the biggest win of the season for a 49ers team, drowning in bad news and performing well below expectations. In a must-win game, the 49ers showed up in prime time and physically outmatched a star-studded Rams team. From beginning to end, it was all about physicality. We were the more physical team in every aspect. On top of that, there was some great design on both sides of the ball. In all, it was a really fun game to watch back on film, and so we'll take a look at some of the reasons the 49ers were able to take fans from the dumpster fire to hopeful in 60 minutes of football. So let's jump to the film and check it out. You're watching Johnny Dell's Football Academy. The first play I'll show is Matt Stafford's first interception in the game, and it was a real nice play call in anticipation by D'Amico Ryans. The Rams are going to run a flood concept off play action. The idea is to run a clearing route with a deep out and running back in the flat. The play action will stress Warner as he has to both respect the run, and that will put K'Waun Williams in a vertical stretch. Key is how we defend both the run and the flood. You'll see K'Waun Williams has taken a deep drop on the out route, and then our defensive end picks up the running back out of the flat in 8-man coverage. So when Stafford looks to the flood, he sees Williams and wants to go down to the running back, but he's covered. At this point, he then just puts the ball up for grabs to OBJ and it gets picked. A really well timed and executed play by the defense. And then on offense, Kyle is going to use some clever personnel usage and the skills of Deebo to take advantage of the defense. We come out at 11 personnel with one back and one tight end with 3 receivers. This puts LA in their nickel personnel package, but they also want to protect against the run, so they come with a 5-man front. This leaves only one stack backer and moves Jalen Ramsey into the slot. From here, we're just going to run our toss play. We're able to pick up the only pursuit linebacker, and this puts Deebo on their secondary with the ball in his hands. That means yards after contact. He's physical in the run game and is able to pick up several yards after contact. We again come out with a 3-receiver set, putting LA in their nickel with Ramsey in the slot. My point is, in the slot, Ramsey now has to be involved in the run game. We just run our inside zone and again see how we pick up yards after contact. We also converted some key third downs, which was a point of trouble coming into this game. Here, the Rams are going to be in cover 3 Mabel, and it's really nice play design. We're going to run a double verticals concept, but run the outside vertical as a wheel route. This causes Ramsey to match. The inside vertical then picks up the corner and the middle safety, which opens up Kittle on the out route, and again, yards after contact. Again, we come out in a 3-receiver set with Deebo in the backfield. It was noted on the broadcast that LA kept running a smaller personnel package. Well, Kyle was forcing that with personnel looks. They're given a choice, either a 5-man front or 2 stack backers. They can't have both. And we're forcing Ramsey into the run game. We're just going to run a split zone inside with Deebo. Why do you force Ramsey into the run game? Because you can block him with Ayuk. This leaves a big cutback lane for Deebo, who was able to break a tackle of Aaron Deebo, Donald, physicality getting yards after contact. Then, 3 receiver set, Deebo in the backfield. Now LA has gone to a 5-man front, so with less pursuit, we hit the edge. We block it well. You have Deebo one-on-one with a corner. It should be a 3-yard gain, but physicality with the ball in his hands, and it's almost a first down. And then scoring in the red zone. We're going to actually look to hit Ayuk on a now route. LA is going to be in cover 3 zone, and they take it away. So Jimmy moves on, and he sees a hole between the safety and corner and puts the ball up high for your big tight end, and we get a touchdown. Then back to the defense, again, physical. LA is going to try and run a tunnel screen like we do. We just get physical the whole way and are there to take advantage of a drop when the receiver is threatened by the defense for a pick 6. So let's go back to the physical run game. We're going to run a counter here. Watch again, yards after contact. Throughout the game, the physical run style kept getting 6 yards when contact was made at 2 or 3, 8 yards when contact was made at 4. Those extra yards were adding up all game. It wasn't just in the run game. Here, we're going to clear out the underneath. This is real similar to the play where Kittle scored a touchdown. It's the same route combo on that side, so Ayuk draws a triple team coverage and gets Deebo wide open, and then he just gets physical with the ball in his hands. We then run a split zone. Watch Tomlinson bully the nose tackle on the play. This opens up a nice hole for Mitchell, who gets physical in the run. He doesn't go down with the arm tackle and then picks up more yards after contact on Fuller and Ramsey. And then Ayuk gets in on it on the pass game. Here, we're just going to run a double slant concept. The Rams will be in cover 1 robber, and Jimmy sees the safety drop down on the inside slant and opens up Ayuk's outside slant, which then Ayuk gets physical and gets yards after contact. And you can see the frustration mounting for Ramsey. So again, 3 receiver set, Ramsey in the slot. We're going to run Deebo on an inside run, but watch Ayuk on Ramsey. He has a great block, which will put Deebo one-on-one with the corner, who can't make the tackle because, well, we were just more physical. I think you're seeing a trend here. And then one of the best special teams plays I've seen in a long time. The Rams are going to try a fake field goal just before half, and DJ Jones, my man. I've been saying for much of the year how underrated he is. Watch this guy sniff it out, then go run down a tight end. Come on. A defensive tackle running down a tight end, that's just awesome. On both sides of the ball, we were more physical. Here, the Rams are going to run a slant flat to the top. They get the flat route open, but Mosley comes up and makes a good tackle, allowing no yards after contact. Here, the Rams are going to try and run an outside zone. Watch Shair on this play. He works through the traffic, then meets the ball carrier with force. No yards after contact. This was the difference in the game. We were the more physical team on both sides of the ball. The Rams are going to try and run a slant flat again to the top. This time we're in man coverage. Hufanga does a nice job. He allows the cushion to not get picked by the flat, reads the slant, drives on the ball, and forces an incompletion on 3rd down. We didn't get a ton of pressure, but when we did, it was all physicality. Here, Bosa is going to get held badly. but he still fights through it, forces a pass for negative yards. And then we'll talk about the play that iced the game. It's 4th down. We're going to run Deebo on an in route as a variation on the play I showed on the first drive, where we ran a wheel route, a vertical route, and an out route. The Rams are in the same defense here, and this time we run Deebo on an in route. Jimmy sees the coverage and tries to hold the safety to the outside, which helps open up Deebo enough to catch it and outrun that safety for the end zone. From the end zone, you can see the trust and timing Garoppolo has with Deebo. Well, that's it for this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. It was a huge win for a team struggling for air and sets the team up well for a slew of winnable games coming up. The NFL is a weird place. Last week we looked awful versus a depleted Cardinals team, and then blow out a Rams team after they pick up 2 stars. And meanwhile, the Cardinals lose to a Panthers team with Cam Newton back, and the Washington football team beat Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. In the NFL, you truly never know what can happen from week to week. If you'd like to support the channel in any way, I'll have links for that below. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and go Niners.